Hello. Today I'm going to be showing you how I rehabbed my gorgeous Monstera adensonii because it used to look absolutely magnificent and now it looks absolutely horrific. So let's see how this goes. Okay, so my main goal is to divide the plants into two parts. Basically parts that I cannot save at all and parts that I can save in order to propagate. So as you can see here, I'm cutting the plant at a 45-degree angle, about half an inch below the node. And the node is where that aerial root is growing out of, which is a growth point for the plant. And you're going to want to make sure that your scissors or your shears or your knife are sterilized with alcohol before you use it on your plant. And I'm going to do this on my entire plant basically, and any part that I can't save I'm just going to cut off and throw it away. And later you will be able to see that I'm going to propagate this plant in a couple of ways just to show you that you have many options. So this is so sad. This breaks my heart to see my plant looking like this. So the main reason my plant ended up looking like this was because the soil was not draining properly. So it was staying wet for too long, which then caused the roots to start to slowly rot and suffocate basically because they weren't getting proper oxygen flow constantly. So the problem was that the drainage holes at the bottom of their pot were clogged apparently, and I didn't catch it in time. And this is unfortunately what we ended up with. So whenever I say that you need proper drainage and you need a nice chunky airy potting mix, this is why I keep telling you this. If not, your plants will really suffer and they're gonna get chlorosis, which is the yellowing of the leaves, which happens as the leaves slowly suffocate, and you're gonna get leaves that look like this. So absolutely dry and crispy, and if you leave this for too long, your plant will die. So pay attention, and this problem is quite easy to salvage. So if your plant does end up looking like this at any point, don't freak out, don't feel bad. You can easily solve this problem as I am doing here. And how disgusting is that? I don't even know what that is. I think it was just a bunch of like spider eggs. Disgusting. But look, even though the plant wasn't doing particularly well, we still have some new growth. So I'm still just making my way through the plant, cutting as much as I can. I also have this neem oil, which I'm showing you because I'm going to dilute it in water, following the instructions on the bottle, of course, and I'm later going to use it as a pest prevention, right, in order to avoid any gross bugs on my plant in the future. So after like an hour of me cutting away, this is what we ended up with. This poor little guy, but don't worry, the leaves will grow back on this. Here I am separating the bits I'm going to throw away, which is quite a lot, and the bits that I was able to save. And here you'll see that I have various containers that I'm going to use for the propagation, and my neem oil, and also some rooting hormone powder, which you don't really need, and some sphagnum moss. So here I'm filling this just Starbucks cup with some sphagnum moss, which I like to use because when you transfer the plants to soil, they take it quite well. Sometimes the roots can get shocked and the plant might suffer a little bit just from changing like the propagation from water to soil. But as you can see, I'm just filling this cup up with a few of the leaves I cut off, and I'm ensuring that the node where the roots are in contact with the sphagnum moss, and then I fill it up a little bit more, and then I add some water, which you'll see in a second. I add some water, and then make sure that you always keep the soil moist. I am sorry, that word is disgusting, but you know, just keep it moist. Make sure that it does not dry out so that the roots are able to grow and stay hydrated. Here's another method, which is basically water. You don't need the rooting powder, you really don't, but it could help. It basically helps the plant produce new roots quicker, but like I said, it's not necessary. But you can get it for about like $5 at Home Depot, Lowe's, or you can buy it online on Amazon. And you just wet the little node, you dip it in the powder, and then you stick it in water. And in order to maintain this, all you need to do is basically just clean the water out every 3 days to a week. And this method is called wet stick propagation. So I have some sphagnum moss and those little sticks that you saw from earlier, and I just put them node down, touching the sphagnum moss. And here's everything I've done. I'm gonna spray everything with the neem oil, and that's all you have to do for this part. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned something new, and I hope that I'll see you next week in the part 2, in which I show you how I repot the plant. Bye!